Welcome back, K-Waves family. If you thought today would be quiet in the world of K-entertainment, think again. Grab your tea, sit a little closer to the screen, and don't blink because what just happened has fans spiraling, timelines exploding, and group chats working overtime. An emergency press conference. Two familiar faces. And answers everyone has been begging for. Yes, Ahn Eun-jin and Jang Ki-yong have finally spoken, and what they said or didn't say has only made this story even more intense. Now before we dive in, do me a quick favor. If you love staying ahead of the biggest K-drama moments, decoding celebrity body language, and sharing your theories with fans around the world, make sure you're subscribed, notifications on, and ready to comment because today's story is not a one-sided conversation. You're part of it. Let's rewind a bit, because this didn't come out of nowhere. For weeks, actually, months, fans have been whispering. It started small, like these stories always do. A shared schedule here. A similar background in photos there. Then suddenly, people noticed the looks. You know the ones. Lingering eye contact. Comfortable laughter. That we don't need to say anything because we already understand each other energy. Fans who watched them together on screen swore the chemistry felt too real to be just acting. And when Ahn Eun-jin and Jang Ki-yong began appearing in the same conversations off-screen, speculation exploded. Social media did what social media does best. Clips were slowed down. Screenshots were zoomed in. Old interviews were resurfaced. Fans started connecting dots that may or may not have existed, but once the narrative took off, there was no stopping it. Dating rumors. Secret meetings. Even talk of a relationship hidden from the public eye. And then came the silence. No immediate denials. No quick confirmations. Just nothing. Agencies kept their statements vague. We cannot confirm personal matters. Please refrain from speculation. The kind of responses that somehow make fans even more convinced something is going on. So when news broke this morning that an emergency press conference had been scheduled unexpected, unannounced, and urgent, fans knew this wasn't just another routine clarification. Something serious was happening. Reporters gathered early. Cameras were set up. Entertainment journalists, who have seen it all, admitted the atmosphere felt different. Tense. Heavy. Like the kind of moment that could change public perception forever. Then they walked in. Ahn Eun-jin appeared calm, composed, but unmistakably serious. Jang Ki-yong followed, equally controlled, yet visibly aware of the weight in the room. No playful smiles. No casual greetings. This wasn't a promotional event. This wasn't a fan service moment. This was real life colliding with public curiosity. The room fell silent. When Ahn Eun-jin began speaking, her voice was steady, but there was emotion beneath the surface. She acknowledged the rumors directly, something fans had been waiting for. She spoke about how overwhelming it has been to see private moments turned into public debate. How every action, every expression, suddenly became evidence of something more. She didn't scold fans. She didn't dismiss them either. Instead, she thanked them. Thanked them for caring, for supporting her work, and for loving her enough to be invested. But she also asked, very gently, for understanding. For space. For respect. Then Jang Ki-yong spoke. And this is where fans really leaned in. He addressed the rumors with a sincerity that caught many off guard. He talked about the pressure actors face when their professional relationships are constantly reinterpreted as romantic ones. He admitted that he understands why fans feel the way they do. Chemistry is part of the job, after all. But he emphasized that assumptions can become heavy burdens, not just for him, but for everyone involved. Here's where things got interesting. Neither of them used the word dating. Neither of them said we are just colleagues. Neither of them gave a clean, headline-ready denial. Instead, they talked about trust, mutual respect, and the importance of protecting what truly matters to them. And fans noticed. Body language experts on social media immediately went to work. The way they stood slightly angled toward each other. The brief glances. The subtle nods. The shared pauses, as if they were silently agreeing on what not to say. Was it rehearsed? Possibly. Was it honest? Many believe so. Was it enough to stop the rumors? Absolutely not. If anything, it fueled them. Some fans walked away convinced this was a soft confirmation, a careful way of saying, yes, there's something, but it's not yours to dissect. Others felt disappointed, wanting a clearer answer after weeks of speculation. And then there were those who respected the boundaries completely, praising both actors for handling the situation with maturity and grace. Online reactions were immediate and intense. Why hold a press conference if nothing is going on? They didn't deny it, that says everything. They don't owe us their private lives. This feels like a couple protecting something precious. Every interpretation depended on what fans already believed. What made this press conference truly stand out, though, was the emotional honesty. Ahn Eun-jin admitted that the rumors affected her mental well-being. That seeing false narratives spread so quickly was painful. She spoke about nights spent questioning whether simply smiling at a co-star would become a headline the next day. Jang Ki-yong echoed that sentiment, saying that actors often lose control of their own stories once rumors begin. He stressed that while fans' love is powerful and appreciated, it can also unintentionally cross lines. This wasn't a scandal-driven denial. It was a plea for balance. And yet, the timing raised eyebrows. Why now? Why an emergency press conference? Why not a written statement? Industry insiders believe the rumors had reached a level that could no longer be managed quietly. Advertisers were asking questions. Projects were being affected. The narrative was starting to overshadow their work, and that's when agencies step in. But fans, being fans, read deeper. Some pointed out that emergency responses usually happen when there's some truth involved. Others argued it was precisely because there was no truth that such a strong response was needed. And then came the most talked about moment. Toward the end of the conference, a reporter asked whether their relationship, whatever it may be, could ever be shared openly if it existed. Ahn Eun-jin smiled softly before answering. She said that if there ever came a time when something truly meaningful needed to be shared, she would want it to happen naturally, honestly, and without pressure. Jang Ki-yong nodded. That single nod has been replayed thousands of times already. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Did this press conference clear things up for you, or did it raise even more questions? Do you think Ahn Eun-jin and Jang Ki-yong handled it well? Or do you believe fans deserved a clearer answer? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is far from over. If you enjoyed this deep dive and don't want to miss the next big moment in K-entertainment, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with a fellow fan who's probably refreshing their timeline right now. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, sometimes the loudest stories are the ones spoken quietly.